It's the blue eyes for me. It's the Ferrari for me. No. It's the Super Kicks t-shirt for me. Yes, guys, I'm back with some more Super Kicks related stuff. Everyone knows that I love Super Kicks, and I only kind of tackle things and put this sounds very egotistical of me, but put my name on things that I truly love. Super Kicks is one of those things. We know the people behind Super Kicks, and we know they're constantly trying to create new things and new designs, and as you see on the screen right now, a brand new kind of redesigned, easier to navigate website. And there's some stuff on sale, like some sweatshirts and all of that kind of stuff. Of course, you know, if you use the code JOSH00, you can get free shipping. You just got to go to superkicks.com. That's SPRKIX.com. You get some free shipping, site-wide, completely anywhere in the world. If you want to get some stuff like some sweatshirts or a cool gold shirt, or just, you know, what I like to call the traditional Super Kicks shirt, that one you see on the screen right now. All different kinds of stuff, some hoodies and some beanies and some different kinds of wrestler designs and podcasters and all this kind of cool stuff. I love Super Kicks. I'm going to keep talking about Super Kicks because I'm very passionate about things that I put my name against, and this is one of those things. It's like, okay, you like me, maybe you'll love Super Kicks. You'll find something you love, feel confident, feel fresh, feel trendy, kind of everything. It just kind of fits with anything. I'm a believer in, to feel confident, you have to look confident. And this is the kind of stuff I feel confident in. It makes me feel confident that I can take on the world. Feel like I get in with today's society. All that kind of cool stuff. So if you go to superkicks.com, that's SPRKIX.com, enter the code JOSH00, you get yourself some free shipping. Grab something you love, I know you will, and then people will be saying, it's the Super Kicks t-shirt for me. In 2013, the action-adventure game developed by Rockstar North and published by Rockstar Games was released. It is the first main entry in the Grand Theft Auto series since 2008's Grand Theft Auto 4. Set within the fictional state of San Andreas, based on Southern California, the single-player story follows three protagonists and their efforts to commit heists while under pressure from a corrupt government agency and powerful criminals. The open-world design lets players freely roam San Andreas' open countryside and the fictional city of Los Santos, based on Los Angeles. Extensively marketed and widely anticipated, the game broke industry sales records and became the fastest selling entertainment product in history, earning $800 million in its first day and $1 billion in its first 3 days. It has received widespread critical acclaim, with praise directed at its multiple protagonist design, open world, presentation, and gameplay, although it has caused controversies related to its deception of violence and women. Considered one of 7th and 8th generation consoles gaming's most significant titles and among the best video games ever made, it won year-end accolades including Game of the Year awards from multiple gaming publications. It is the second best-selling video game of all time, with over 135 million copies shipped, and one of the most financially successful entertainment products of all time, with about $6 billion in worldwide revenue. My name is Josh Robinson, and this is 5 reasons why I love Grand Theft Auto 5. Reason number 1, the 3 characters. So of course, in Grand Theft Auto 5, for the first time ever, you got to play as 3 different people: Michael, Franklin, and Trevor. All very different, all very unique, and all very their own self. Now, it was definitely a big surprise when Rockstar announced that you were going to be 3 different characters in this game, and kind of switching between the 3 while still maintaining that Grand Theft Auto feel that we have come to expect and come to love. Now, here's the thing with Grand Theft Auto. When they release these games, ever since, Vice City, San Andreas, even Grand Theft Auto 3, there's a certain expectation level, and you have to meet that. And then when this comes out, Grand Theft Auto 5, it is one of the most anticipated games of all time, even still to this day. Years and years of screenshots and trailers and gameplay videos, and you know how Rockstar is, they always like to push dates to make sure that, hey, we want the best game possible, and that's what Rockstar do. But coming out with 3 different characters, everyone was like, this could be really good, or it could go really bad. I am in the probably the majority that think it was a great idea. The three main characters are all different from one another, like I mentioned, and it kind of gives the game, I guess, more life, more legs. It's an outstanding game, and to think that it came out in 2013 and we're awaiting a third console generation release in 2021. But the three characters, the three different kinds of entwining stories and swapping in them within missions is reason number one why I love Grand Theft Auto 5. Reason number two, Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, I know that online has kind of changed over the years, but in its initial run, when it first was released on what I had on Xbox 360, it was everything. Being able to play with friends in the ultimate Grand Theft Auto Online experience. If you look back to GTA 4, it actually did have a really good online, and it laid the groundwork for what we got with what is now GTA Online in Grand Theft Auto 5. Of course, you can do races, you can do deathmatch, you can do all different kinds of jobs and missions, but the real bread and butter of this is that the fact that you can just kind of free roam around with your friends, go get a haircut, go get a tattoo, go change your clothes, whatever it may be, and just drive around and experience Los Santos with your friends. There's really nothing better to do than that. I love Grand Theft Auto Online. I love the fact that they've introduced heists and different things, casinos, nightclubs, all different kinds of things. It is something still to this day where, although albeit not as much, because like with anything gets kind of, you do it too much, you're not going to love it, but it is something I can throw on and just kind of vibe out with my friends and play GTA Online. It is reason number two why I love Grand Theft Auto 5. Reason number three, this game is beautiful. This game is so lifelike, so real, even on the previous console generations, or two ago now. It is a beautiful game. You're taking in what is their perception of Los Angeles. And I've never been to LA, but this is what I picture it like because of Grand Theft Auto. And even coming from San Andreas back in 2003 or 4, whenever that game came out, and you look 10 years later, it is a big step up, and the fact that it's now on PS4 and Xbox One and going into the next generation of consoles, you can only imagine the updates they're going to make to this game. It is standing on its own legs with how pretty this game is, from the actual city to the countryside, the animals, the nature, the ever-changing weather and world that surrounds Los Santos is so incredible, and it's just so aesthetically pleasing. It's really sometimes pretty cool to be able to drive around or walk around in that game and just kind of take in the world surrounding you. There's nobody that does open game worlds quite as good as Rockstar Games, and this is a prime example. Grand Theft Auto 5 is aesthetically so pleasing, and it's reason number three why I love Grand Theft Auto 5. Reason number four, the story. Now, coming from Grand Theft Auto 4, I think a lot of people, at least with the main story, I'm not talking so much about the DLC, which was fantastic, was that people were a little bored with that story. It is something that we had seen so many times in just different forms, and it was just kind of the cookie cutter, this is the kind of story, your Niko Bellic and whatever. What I like about Grand Theft Auto 5 is, for many reasons, again, the three characters come into this and you can it keeps the game fresh, but also I like the fact that there's branching stories and there's different kinds of ways you can go within the ever-changing world of Grand Theft Auto 5. For example, you can spoiler alert for anyone that hasn't played this game, but I'm sure if you're watching this, you probably played this game, but at the end of the game, you kind of have the choice of whether you want to keep everyone alive, whether you want to kill one of these characters, whatever you want to do. And it's kind of cool that you can shape your own land and shape your own story to how you desire. It really does keep this game kind of moving and gives it replay value. The story is something that you can replay. I know I've played it a few times through just to kind of see the alternate scenes and the alternate ways this game can kind of go. I really like that about this, and it's reason number four why I love Grand Theft Auto 5. Reason number five. Although this reason is a little different to what I would normally do, and it's really hard to kind of explain in a single title, so I just kind of explain it the best way I can. Grand Theft Auto 5 to me is the ultimate kind of upgrade from Grand Theft Auto 4. Now, Grand Theft Auto 4 is probably my favorite Grand Theft Auto of all time, which is, I'm probably in the minority for that one, but Grand Theft Auto 5 is like the ultimate upgrade. It adds something so new and it feels so fresh while still maintaining that Grand Theft Auto kind of feeling that we love, because it's easily kind of in series as big as these that are so anticipated like this. A, sometimes it doesn't live up to the hype, and B, sometimes they get a little bit lost with what the actual vision of these games are, but this still feels like Grand Theft Auto. What I love most about GTA 5 is the fact that you can play this game and you go, oh, I can feel kind of the kind of shift they've gone from even games like Vice City and San Andreas. You can still feel that kind of within these games. It's so nostalgic yet fresh. I don't know how else to describe it other than just it feels so familiar but so new at the same time. And every time I play this game, it feels different. It feels like something else is going to happen. It feels like I'm gonna see something that I haven't seen before. And I love that about Grand Theft Auto. It is something that it's become a part of pop culture. Grand Theft Auto has become a part of pop culture. There's no other way to put it than it is so... Even thinking about future Grand Theft Auto titles, which I think Grand Theft Auto 6 is a long way away, but it feels like you can feel the anticipation already for a game that isn't even announced yet. I love that about Grand Theft Auto, and especially in this one, it kind of ramps up everything from GTA 4, and it's just the kind of, it keeps on going, it's the train that never really stops. I love that feeling, and it is the final reason why I love Grand Theft Auto 5. Man, oh man, I could go on and on and on about how much I love this game, how much I love this series. This series has been something that I've grown up with. I've loved since I can remember, which I probably shouldn't have been playing when I was a kid, but hey, I turned out okay, I think. So it's something that I love, and even just looking at the cover art for this game is like there's just something within me that I'm like, oh, it feels comfortable and it feels lovely. And I mean, I know there's a lot of people that say this GTA is better than this one, but I think we can all agree that we have a lot of fun with Grand Theft Auto games, and they are the best open world games regardless of which one you think is the best. And Grand Theft Auto 5 is just such a juggernaut of just everything. You heard in my intro the sales records it broke, and the amount of money this game has made, and the ever-expanding world that they created with GTA Online, and going into the PS5 and Xbox Series X releases of these games is pretty incredible. I've never heard of a game that has spanned 3 console generations. It is so crazy that 7 years in, this game is still thriving, and it is still a game that is just constantly being loved and constantly being introduced, and it's just so fun to see this kind of series shape itself. But I could talk for hours about how much I love this series, this game, and everything else in between. But of course, if you want to follow me, all my links are in the description below. It's pretty much Josh Robinson 00 across the board. I invite you to come hang out on my Twitch, twitch.tv/Josh Robinson 00. I stream 4 to 5 times a week playing all different kinds of games, all different kinds of times, so time zones can kind of chill and vibe with me when they can. Of course, leave a comment below if you like this game. If there's anything you want me to play, or review I should say, here on 5 Reasons Why, leave a comment below. It all helps me. If you could like this video, that is amazing. If you could share this video, that is even more amazing. Share it on your socials, get it out to more people. And if you haven't already, sub to this channel. It is muchly appreciated. And of course, whatever time of the day, wherever you are in the world, when you clicked on this video, I hope you have a good morning, day, or night, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, everyone.